Mayor Will Atwood. Thanks, Will.
Do you want that one or this one? Yeah, you got 10 minutes.
All those other Etheridge people took up all my time. Okay, the Etheridge Shire is based around the Gilbert River catchment, that area there. It's 39 or 40,000 square kilometres. We have 1,100 kilometres of roads, Shire roads, and our total road system is about 1,700 kilometres. And our rainfall, our average rainfall is 850 millilitres per year. Should be millilitres, I think, millilitres. So that is our Shire, that is our part in the north, where development in the north is going to happen. I was at a forum last night where Warren Edge talked about the white paper. It's still a little bit off yet, the first week in May. He said it will be released, but there are 42 recommendations in it, and they are all about how people are going to move into the north. So that's what I want to move on to. I've got the thing to change the level. Okay, as you can see, that's our river system, and that's really what the development in the north is talking about, is the water that is available for a couple of months a year, how to go about capturing that water and then using it to our best advantage. That is our what people in other parts of Australia see, of northern Australia. If we get that to play, that's the Ainsley River. Now there's a bridge across that river at the moment, but it just shows, what I'm showing is the amount of water that goes down that stream, and that's at 4 metres deep, as you can see, and that's not unusual by any means. That happens quite often. So the perception, I guess, from some people is that we've got this huge amount of water that's just not being used. But there was something that was very important said last night, is you really have to match the water with the land that's available. That water's not there all the time, but when it is, maybe we can capture some of it. Okay, moving right along. Okay, now, where our towns have been built, if I can just move out there a little bit, the population of Georgetown, as you can see, is about 280 people. Forsyth, 80, Mount Surprise, about 100, Ainsley, about 30. And one of the projects that has been mooted to move into our area, and I'll just use that just as an example, because really it's the only project that has come to the council to give us all their plans. Now I know there are lots of other projects that are being talked about and spoken about, but we don't have all the details of them. So I'm guessing that some of them will be much the same as this. So I'll use the IFED project, which is the one that's led by Keith DeLacy. So in the construction phase, they're talking about using around about 1,100 people or thereabouts just to get the project up and going. Now, that'll be out in the out on the ground, mainly fly in, fly out, and probably won't affect the Shire a real lot or on our towns. What will affect our towns is when we get a stable workforce, which that project is talking about 750 workers. 750 workers also have quite a few partners, quite a few children, and then you need other associated businesses and whatever to support all those people. So that's sort of projecting that Georgetown will go from about 280 people to about 2,500 people, all in probably about 5 years, and that is just a huge increase. And that's the sort of thing that we as a council have to start thinking about, is how we're going to deal with that sort of increase that's coming into our Shire, and to deal with the social impact that sort of thing is going to have. Okay, we have quite a few things that we really have to deal with. Our road system, we have, the red is our basics of our road system. The top one is the Gulf Developmental Road. About 71 kilometres of that is still single lane. We've got road trains and tourists with caravans and whole lots of things that are trying to interact on that road, which it really is quite dangerous. The rest of our road system is basically still gravel road, and to get from north to south is down through a gravel road. The blue line is our rail system. The rail system was used as the beef, carrying beef out of our area, out to Cairns and what have you, but it's been allowed to run down, so it has a very, very light limit on the moment, so it's going to take a lot of work to get that up to scratch. The other issue with what's going to happen in our area and the development in the north is really all our transport, all our corridors, as probably everybody knows, is all down on the seaboard. We've been working very, very hard to try and get the hand highway up and going so we can start moving some of that transport inland, and there are also moves afoot or thoughts afoot about rail lines going from different places, maybe from Mount Isa across to Northern Territory, also to start using the port of Corumba, right, rather than trying to get everything across the top of the range and down into Townsville and Cairns and those sorts of places, which, I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. That's Georgetown. The yellow bit is the 1974 flood. As you can see, Georgetown is based between two river systems. That's the Sandy Creek, that's the Etheridge River. There's a bottleneck down here, and if both of them get a lot of rain down below, then it builds up the bottleneck and it all comes back and floods Georgetown. That's 280 people. Oh, sorry, go back. That's 280 people. 2,500 people is not going to fit there. Nowhere near it. So we've got to start making plans now about what Georgetown is going to look like and how it's going to service those sorts of people. Also that they won't be affected by flooding and that sort of things that we know is already going to happen. Now, that's a little bit hard to see, but what it's showing is the contour lines are a lot higher out over there than there. So what I'm suggesting is what the council is thinking about at the moment is to move, that just shows our river system again, is to move the town from there and start moving it out over to the west. But there are quite a lot of impediments or barriers to that sort of thing as well. The area here, you might say, well, why don't we go further back up along? That's all rocks and hills, what have you, so it's very, very difficult to build on that sort of area, and you're still between the two rivers. Out here we already have an established airstrip. It's probably too short for the type of industry and the use that's going to be needed. It's 1,100, probably needs to go out about at least 1,500. But if you do that where it is, then you're taking up all your residential area. So some of the things that have been thought about, if you're going to have to move your airstrip, where you move it to, there's big costs involved in all of that. The other thing is that it gives us the opportunity now to develop a town without some of the social problems that have developed in other towns as they've grown up slowly, where you have industrial, residential and commercial all on top of each other, and then they're squabbling the stars between people, too much noise, too much dust and all those types of things. So it really gives us the opportunity to design a town that's going to be livable for the people who are going to come along. The problem in Georgetown at the moment, and in Forsyth, is that we don't have enough water. We don't have anywhere near enough water for 2,500 people. We're really battling to have enough for 300 people at the moment. So what the council is working on is a dam for the water supply that will supply both Forsyth and Georgetown. So you can see over here, we looked at lots and lots of locations where a dam would be possible, but it had to fulfil three criteria. One, that it would service Forsyth and Georgetown, not just one or the other. 2, that it was accessible, and 3, that it could be used as a recreation area. And the one that fulfilled that target was that one there, which is really just out of Forsyth. And although it's some distance from Georgetown, it really is just a matter of releasing the water from that one there when needed, recharge the river as it runs through into Georgetown, then you've got to constantly supply that all the time. Okay, that just shows the dam a bit more and how close it is to Forsyth, and it really does. It gives a great opportunity to Forsyth to become a tourist town. Okay, just the last little bit. I hear the dog over there. Some of the other things that are happening around our area that are making it so that we need. It's not just the agricultural, the irrigation. There are so many other things that happen. There's a wind farm down here in Forsyth, and I've got up there somewhere or other. That's the amount of material that they're going to have to. Is it that one? No. That one there. About how much material they're going to have to move just to get that wind farm going, and how much impact that will have on the roads. And then, of course, we have Strathmore, who are forging ahead with, at the moment, dry agricultural farming out there, and that's going to have a large impact on our roads, and we hope when they start building up their workforce, then Georgetown is going to service that as well. So, just in summing up, the Etheridge Shire Council is aware that there's going to be development in the north. The government in federal and state both say there's going to be development in the north. The white paper is being released on the first week in May. All indications are that there's going to be incentives put in place to get businesses and people to move out. So we've got to be ready for when that happens. So we're moving down the track of being ready and having a plan in place so that when that does happen, we know where people are going to live and work and play and make Georgetown livable. Thank you.
Thanks, Will.